I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine here at the Charleston Fall Home Show at the beautifully renovated Gaillard Center in downtown Charleston. And now we're talking with Rick Jackson with Carolina Machine Finishing. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing very well, Tim. How are you?
Good, good. Rick, tell everybody about Carolina Machine Finishing.
We're a pre-finished company, Tim, where we apply coatings, primers, stains, and paints to all six sides of a piece of building material to prolong its longevity in the building industry. It can be interior trim, exterior siding products, porch flooring, decking, fencing, any of those kind of things. They fail because of improper coating. We take care of that in the factory.
Typically, what the different building supplies that you just mentioned are painted in the field, and Carolina Machine Finishing has a method that coats these different building materials in your factory, in a factory setting in North Charleston. Is that right?
That's correct. So we run it through a machine. Everything is painted in a horizontal plane. Instead of siding being on the house, when it's already on, you can only paint the exposed surface. So we can run it through the machine in a horizontal plane. We can put 4 times more paint on more than 2 times more surface area for less money.
And you've referred to that as flood coating a board or a piece of material, which I think is a great way to describe it.
Yes, so it's totally flooded. About almost a quarter of an inch of coating goes on the face side of the board, and it goes through series of brushes and pressure rollers that really gives it an incredible coating. It actually looks like a paint when it comes out of the machine.
Well, I have to brag and say that we used Carolina Machine Finishing for the siding on our house, and the paint is holding up. It's one of the best looking paint jobs in all of our neighborhood, and basically we had the siding primed, and one coat was put on at the Carolina Machine Finishing factory, and then a finished top coat was put on once the siding was put up on the house itself. And what's that referred to? A 2-in-1 or something?
That's a 2-in-1 system, and a lot of people either do a 1-in-1 or a 2-in-1 because you can't put it up finished. It's got to make it across the chop saw table, up the pump jacks. Carpenters have to install it, so it's going to get nicked and dinged, and it has to get caulked, and the trim has to be spackled, so it needs a final coat in the field. So a lot of people do 1-in-1 or 2-in-1, and it gives you a 25-year warranty on the paint job, and that's why yours looks as good as it does. Otherwise, it looks like our little display that's standing here beside us.
Yeah, kind of describe what are we looking at with this display?
This is what a house would look like. Actually, this came off of a house. When a house is climate controlled on the inside, 74 degrees, heated to the exterior temperatures of 110, you're going to have some condensation build up inside the wall cavity that happens right behind the siding in that cool air space there. Of course, law of thermodynamics, law of entropy, hot goes to cold, wet goes to dry. That moisture is trying to get out from the back side of that board. It gets to the face, and somebody put a coat of paint on it, only on the face, so it peels. And there's no way to stop that from happening. It's a perpetual problem that'll be ongoing from then on. But when you wrap it in our coating, and we have a number of homes downtown where homes have been, siding's been replaced, they look just as good today than if we put the siding on there 15 years ago. So 100 years from now, we're still going to have homes looking great. It'll fade eventually, but it will never peel off the side of the house.
So you've got a far superior paint job, and does it cost more than if you had the painter prime the material and then put 2 coats on in the field?
No, it's actually less. It's about half price. And that's what we tell everybody. You get 4 times more coating because we're painting it in the horizontal plane. So we can put 6 mil wet film on there, which dries to 2. You can't get that in a vertical plane without it running. We're coating 2 times more surface area. We're coating the face and the back, and all that's done at about half price of what it would cost to have it painted in the field.
Save money and a superior product.
It's just a better mousetrap. That's all it is.
Well, that's great. Well, how can folks learn more about Carolina Machine Finishing?
They can find us on the web at cmfprefinish.com or call our office at 843-760-0029.
And very quickly, we had an event here yesterday where we invited local architects and provided continuing education seminars for them. And at the end of the day, we sent all the architects down here to Carolina Machine Finishing to, and Rick, you were very generous enough to pay for all their parking, so thank you very much for that. But these architects are very familiar with Carolina Machine Finishing, and they believe in it, and they end up recommending that and using Carolina Machine Finishing on homes for their clients as well.
Yeah, so we've coated a lot of their homes as well. So and we constantly get good feedback. When you've been doing this for 19 years, of course, we've been partnered with you since Charleston Home and Design was New Home Charleston, and I almost I don't even think it had color in those early days, and watching that migration. But to see those architects come back repeatedly, 18, 19 years later, and now you've got long-term friends they've spec'd it on homes where it's actually now just become a main staple for them. They spec all their products to be coated at Carolina Machine Finishing.
If it's good enough for architects, it should be good enough for our listeners.
I would agree. It should be.
We've been talking to Rick Jackson with Carolina Machine Finishing. Thanks so much, Rick.
Thank you, Tim.